All right. Hello. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. So, if you have subscribed to my channel or you're checking me out, I am Kay. This is Jump for Joy Fitness and Ministry. And I am on a mission to lose 75 pounds. Not 70, not 65, but 75. And so what you see here on the screen is me taking my measurements in December 2024. And man, is it tough to look at that. Like, wow, my stomach is around, let's see, almost 49, 50 inches. There's no way my stomach should be half of that. So we got to do something here. And rebounding is a part of that. So I wanted to come and share exactly what I'll be doing for at least the next 30 days, what I'll be eating, my activity, and all of that. And this is to not only share with you, but to keep me accountable as well. So here are my goals. 1, I am diabetic and I want to lower my A1C. So the last time I checked my fasting blood sugar, it was 143, and some days I get like 136, but it's too high. I know that because normal is like 100 for fasting blood sugars. So I am not currently on meds. I used to take metformin, but I ran out and I've not gotten another prescription for it, and I'm probably not going to, but we'll see. We'll see if I can like actually manage this myself by reining my eating in, and I know I can. And so I'm going to monitor my blood sugars as well for the next, honestly, it's got to be 90 days, but this eating plan is 30 days. So I'm going to monitor and chart it and see what happens. And next, I want to reduce my inches overall. So you saw that belly. This belly is bellying. And so I got my tape measure out, and I also measured it around while I was sitting, measured my muffin top. It was like 53 inches. That's too much. So right now I wear size 16 jeans from like Old Navy. I can also wear 18s. They get a bit baggy on me though. And when I wear men's jeans, sometimes I have to wear the men's 100% cotton jeans. That's a 42-30. And so I can remember a time wearing a size 34 men's jeans. So like, no, I'm not settling for this for my life. And so what you see on the side over here is my blood sugar. I use easybloodsugar.com, I think it is. And it tells me that my A1C is 6.6 with that 143. Which again, I want to get that down to like a 5.5. 5.8, 5.5. Literally 100 or below. Okay? So with that being said, losing my 75 pounds, reducing my waist size, weight all over, honestly, and getting my A1C in check, those are my goals. So my road to success. I'm going to move this. All right. So I'm going to start here with reducing my carb intake. My carb intake is high. Yours is probably high too. If you aren't paying attention, it's very easy to do. Okay? And so some of the sneaky sources for me, I make lemonade like every week. And I was putting like 2/3 of a cup or a cup of sugar in there. And so me being diabetic, I know better, but it's like, these are fresh squeezed lemons. I have to cut that out. And so you see here the things that I'm going to be eating. Of course, plant-based. No meat, no dairy, which I've gotten used to now. I'll be going light on the tofu, but you'll see that. I'll have my meal plan in a moment. Lots of whole fruits. I like white grapefruit, banana, and blood oranges. I personally don't think it's right to have a diet where I can't eat a fruit. Like, I'm not doing total keto ever again. I think that was not sustainable for me, right? So there has to be a way for me to eat and enjoy a fruit, maybe one a day. No, I don't have to eat a giant smoothie with like a cup of pineapples in it, but I can eat one whole fruit, which is what I would do. No caffeine, no alcohol, and a small amount of bread if I have any bread, but I haven't put that in my meal plan for the first 30 days. But if I do, it'll be Ezekiel bread or maybe a piece of sourdough. But that one's, it's a little dangerous. I love sourdough. And I can just eat it by itself. But discipline, right? Nuts and seeds. So lots of pecans. And flax and chia. I like to add flax, like a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons to my oatmeal because it helps my blood pressure, significantly lowers blood pressure. Lots of greens, beans, no eating after 7:30. One of my main problems was eating late and then going to sleep. Like, why am I eating noodles and then going to sleep? Sleep by 11 p.m. and then I'm up by 7 and I have to be where I need to be by 8:30. I think that's doable. That gives me time to get up, stretch, because we need to be stretching in the morning before we start our day, spend some time with God, then I'm out. So I'll be rebounding. So rebounding daily for at least 25 minutes with an average heart rate of 125 to 135 or above. And I'm tracking that with my Fitbit. This is a Fitbit Charge 5. So it's a few years old now, but it still works. I have no complaints. I also have a trial right now of the Bellicon Plus training platform. I'm going through to see if I want to keep it or not. And it's helping me to come up with moves for my own videos that I'm creating. Though some of them admittedly are a little extra for me right now, right? But they're still really useful. And I'll be also creating 3 to 5 of my own videos to upload to my channel every week. Again, accountability. This is the season for accountability and discipline. I will incorporate a bit of Pilates or weights into the rebounding sessions. Probably more weights than Pilates, but I do enjoy Pilates. I'll also be lifting weights 2 to 3 times a week and walking. So with the weights, I'll have my kettlebells or my dumbbells and then walking for at least 45 minutes. So there are a few parks around my city where I can go. If I go around twice, it's 3 miles, right? And that's easy for me. I could put on, a good audiobook or a sermon, knock it out. And then hydration. So one thing I've been really interested in is the water cure. And what it says is to basically drink half of your body weight every day. And then also add in Celtic salt for the electrolyte balance, right? So you can make sure that you're actually hydrated. So I don't typically get 2 liters, but I can get like a liter and a half. But coming from where I was, that's good. And the average person doesn't drink nearly as much as that. So I think I'm far in ahead, but I want to make sure I keep my hydration up because it matters. It absolutely does, especially if I'm feeling full. All right, so. And of course, praying without ceasing, right? Rejoice always, pray without ceasing, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. So I think this is important because as we're on our journeys, we often get really discouraged and give up. But for me, I'm learning and I have learned to give thanks in all situations because everything that happens to us is either a lesson or a blessing, okay? So pray without ceasing. That helps to keep encouraged. All right, so my plan. Now I have this as February, but honestly, I'll probably start this next week. which will be the last week of January 2025. And so basically what you see here is my plan for rebounding, weightlifting, walking, and fasting, because I'll be doing one 24-hour fast every week. And that fast is not necessarily for calorie cutting. It's much more about praying and fasting. That's just a part of my faith. And so I think, there are different kinds of fasts as it relates to my faith. You can do corporate fasting where you fast with a body of other people, like with their church. And you can do it on your own. I'll just be doing one 24-hour fast on my own once a week, and I have it here on Mondays. So again, here, weightlifting, I have 3 times a week, and then walking 2 times a week, if not more. Yeah, and that's it. Like, I really enjoy walking. It helps to clear my mind, helps me to make sure that I am, again, moving my body. And every day I have rebounding without fail, every day. Because again, this is all about discipline. All right, so we're going to keep going. And here is what I'll be eating. So I took the time to kind of plot this out and look up the carbs, because what is really key with weight loss, especially if you are insulin resistant like I am as a result of my PCOS, you need to be limiting your carb intake. Now, I've heard it say, you want to really get it under 75 or 50, and to me, again, it's not sustainable. That means I would not be able to enjoy my oatmeal or my fruit. And I'm just not interested in starting any kind of diet plan that I can't keep up. Period. And I think that a lot of people are very keto minded, which is, eat a lot of eggs, eat a lot of meat, eat a lot of cheese. And this is opposite of that. And I think when you're doing a more plant-based diet, you do have to make allowances for more fruit and veg. And so, but again, I'm limiting it to 1 a day. So for week 1, starting off with options here. So white grapefruit or pecans, or half a cup of oatmeal with a little bit of sauteed apple. I get these bags of apples, and I love to peel them and saute them. And then I just keep them in a container, and I can just add that to my oatmeal. It's easy. It's delicious, right? I grew up with the instant oatmeal, apple cinnamon, but this is much less sugar. And I still get the same delicious taste. So for dinner, you don't see breakfast there because I don't eat breakfast. I know it's controversial, right? But I just don't. I fast until lunch, which is usually around 11:30 or noon, one or the other. And that's just for me to be able to lengthen my fast from overnight. So if I stop eating around 7:30 and then don't start up until 11:30 the next day, that is how many hours? 16? Look, my math is off. But it's a significant amount of time for fasting daily, which I believe is good for me. Okay. So for dinner, I've got sauteed cabbage with curry chickpea and lentils. That's one of my favorites. And if I'm feeling fancy, I'll add some of that air fryer okra on the side. And then I have roasted cauliflower and hummus. I love a good cauliflower steak. And I put my chickpeas in the Instant Pot, and I make my own hummus. That way I can control the ingredients in there. Okay. And then for a snack, wasabi soy almonds. Those are one of my favorites. And then La Croix. I like the guava Sao Paulo. It's really tasty. So for week 2, I will have either a banana and pecans or a half cup of chocolate chia seed pudding with banana for my lunch. And then for dinner, I'll have super grains with spinach and tikka masala tofu. I just take the tofu, put it in the air fryer, and put a little tikka masala on it. Good to go. Tikka masala sauce, I get the one sometimes from Whole Foods. It just comes in the jar. And I understand I have to really be careful with that. So I'll use the serving of it. Or garlic green beans with mushrooms and sweet potatoes. Again, part of this journey is also moving away from looking at food as some kind of hobby and just fuel my body with clean foods. And then for a snack, so I told you all that I like to make my own, press my own lemonade. I'll still press my own lemons. I'll just add beets to it with water, and the beets will sweeten it, but the beets will also be doing double duty for my blood pressure. That works really well too. So if I'm adding the flax to my oatmeal and then also having the beets, doing so much good for my body. So week 3, for lunch, blood orange and pecans, and then either half a cup of oatmeal with cinnamon and some unsweetened coconut flakes. And then for dinner, either a vegan chili with beans. And so again, I eat the beans, right? Like, this is more sustainable for me. Sometimes I might add a little shredded tofu in there. And then roasted cauliflower with hummus with mushrooms and peppers. Just make it a little more fancy. Of course, my wasabi soy almonds and my LaCroix. And then week 4, banana pecans, or my chia seed pudding. That's supposed to say half a cup with pineapple, small serving of pineapple. I have the frozen pineapple. I have a big bag from Whole Foods. And then for dinner, the sauteed cabbage with curried chickpeas and lentils, or the super grains with spinach and the air fried tikka masala tofu. And then my beet lemonade. So I'll be rotating meals. Will I get bored? No. I don't, because I've been at this now for about a few weeks, right? Just kind of eating plant-based. And truly, when you change your mind about the food, it gets so much easier. You're just like, that was tasty. I'm full. And that's it. Right? You get to enjoy a delicious piece of fruit. Whole pecans are delicious. Right? Like, and I only give a serving on those pecans. Like, I have to stop myself sometimes. That is really sneaky. But with all of these things, they add up to less than 100 grams of carb per day. Okay? Am I going to be using a food scale? No. But what will actually tell the tale is me checking my blood sugars, right? So if I'm taking in too much carb, my fasting blood sugar will let me know what's going on. So if I'm doing that and hydrating with plenty of water and working out, you can't tell me that this belly won't shrink and the weight won't go down. That's just it. So we are mastering our diet and our exercise in 2025 so that we can make sure that our temple that holds the wonderful, holy breath of life in our spirit, our beautiful spirits, is healthy, okay? And we're not focusing on the stress or doom and gloom. That's not good for your mental. So read some books. I have some really cool books that I'm reading. One that I want to share is No Future Without Forgiveness by Desmond Tutu. Archbishop from South Africa, okay? Very accomplished man, did so much for the South African people. Desmond Tutu. And forgiveness. So I go back a lot to my testimony, which is a little bit out of this world. And if I was not walking in forgiveness, I know that I would be bitter, resentful, hateful, and that would just give me over to torment in my mind. And quite honestly, no. People have done horrific things to me. And I forgive them anyway. And that's what Desmond Tutu is talking about here. We don't have a world or a future without forgiveness. So anyway, I wanted to share how I'm going about my journey. I hope that that was helpful to you. I'll leave a prayer in the description box. And if you'd like to sow a seed, what I'm trying to do is get more rebounders to get more people in on the act with me. That's what I'm trying to do. So if you'd like to sow a seed, I'll leave my Cashapp in the description box. And thank you, everyone. Be well.